Welcome back. Time now for news from the left. Biden gets caught with classified documents. Cue the moronic conspiracy theories from a sitting member of Congress who once alleged that the island of Guam would sink if you put too much stuff on it, and also from the hen house over at ABC. Enjoy.
I'm suspicious of the timing of it. I'm also aware of the fact that things can be planted on people.
I've never seen a luckier person than Donald Trump. Just as we're this close to getting him, but somehow these documents appear.
Joy Behar. The sitting member of Congress saying it, there's a lot of dumb people in Congress, let's be honest, but it's just amazing. It is amazing. Yeah, it's planted. Obviously, it's planted at the office, at the House. Next up, Fox board member Paul Ryan on CNN to bash Trump. Why? Take a look.
He's fading fast. He's a proven loser. He cost us the House in 18. He cost us the White House in 20. He cost us the Senate again and again. And I think we all know that. And I think we're moving past Trump. I really think that's the case. I can't imagine him getting the nomination, frankly. And I don't mean this because I don't want him to get the nomination. I just don't think he will as an analytical point.
Paul Ryan pushing his new book. Just remember, if you're watching Fox, that agenda is being pushed toward you in some way or another. All right, next up, former Louisiana Democrat Party chair and state senator Karen Peterson, endorsed by Black Lives Matter, sentenced to 22 months in prison for stealing from the Democrat Party to gamble at casinos. Oops, Karen. Of course, BLM endorsed her. They know a good con artist better than anyone. Peterson claims she has a gambling addiction. I think you just have a stealing money addiction. She resigned in April and was charged a month later with wire fraud. She pleaded guilty to funneling $140,000 of campaign and party funds to people and companies who would cash the checks and would just give her the money. Nice little scheme there. BLM, it's a good scheme too. Moving on, the USC School of Social Work will no longer be using the word field, which they are claiming has a racist connotation. So now field is off limits. USC's Suzanne Dworak Peck, don't know who she is, sent out this letter to start off the new year saying, language can be powerful and phrases such as going into the field or field work may have connotations for descendants of slavery and immigrant workers that are not benign. Now the question is, how many people in this world, aside from that, just making a total presumption here, liberal, crazy white woman, how many people are actually offended by the word field, aside from her? That's, I guess, not for me to say. The letter continues to say, her letter, this change supports anti-racist social work practice by replacing language that could be considered anti-black or anti-immigrant in favor of inclusive language. By the way, the word for field now, they're going to use the word practicum. Practicum. Practicum is now the word instead of field. Now, tell me how many people you think are actually going to use that word instead of the word field. If the number is over 5, I'd be shocked. Next up, the Golden Globes was terrible, as it always is. And all-time low ratings this year. You saw the show earlier this week. I think it was Tuesday night. They pulled 6.3 million viewers. That's it. I guess not many people wanted to look at this huge man in a dress, or whatever that is, a tuxedo dress, and all the other nonsense from all of these weird people who are so desperate for attention. That's a drop from 2021 when they had 6.9 million viewers. Huge drop from the 18 million that they had in 2020. So I think they had 2020, they had 18 million viewers. It was what, right before COVID hit. And right before we got insufferably woke. Remember, that's like 3 years ago. They had 18 million viewers. They're down to 6.3 million now. That's comparable, just so you know, to a very weak performance from a Monday Night Football game. There's, 17 Monday Night Football games every year? Most of them get in the over 10 million viewers. A terrible Monday Night Football game with a horrible team playing a really good team might get you 6 million, 7 million viewers, and that's what the Golden Globes got. That is a pitiful display. They've been chopped by 2/3. Moving on, a Row Hotel employee in New York City, which is a pretty nice 4-star hotel, sounding the alarm on the illegal migrants that New York is putting up in $500 a night hotels. We showed you last night they're refusing to eat a lot of the food that's been prepared for them and trashing their hotel rooms. The pictures you see on the screen that this man took, Mr. Rodriguez, can't remember his first name, but he also says that the migrants are drinking and smoking pot and doing drugs all day in their free taxpayer-funded hotel rooms, your tax dollars at work. They're also having issues with migrants getting into fights with each other and hotel security guards as they stay in these free hotel rooms. And to top it all off, they're getting caught having sex in the stairwell as well at the Row Hotel. New York in deep regret, of course, of their sanctuary city status, which again was a gimmick. Democrats couldn't wait to scream it from the rooftops. We're a sanctuary city. Because remember, Donald Trump was a fascist who hated migrants and hated immigrants because he wanted to build a wall. So like 5 years ago, all of these morons couldn't wait to say that they were sanctuary cities. Well, you got a real problem because immigration is not always going to be under control. And, Biden's going to come in and say, surge the border. And then when they do, they're all going to go to the sanctuary cities or they're going to be sent there. And they're going to have to pay for them. And now you have this huge problem that you don't want. It's because you're a virtue signaling moron. It's unfortunate, but that's what's happening. And now you have to pay for it too. $500 a night for that. Each room. Finally, MSNBC's Andrea Mitchell condemning the network's senior Capitol Hill correspondent for using the word pro-life. Watch this.
Let me just interrupt and say that pro-life is a term that that an entire group wants to use, but that is not an accurate description.
I'm using it because that's the term she used to describe herself, Andrea.
I understand. Anyway.
Poor Andrea Mitchell. Political hack. We know it. Andrea Mitchell is a seasoned journalist who sold her soul to be a Democrat activist working at MSNBC, offended by the term pro-life. I mean, really? I mean, how else would you say it? I mean, if that bothers you, it's just outrageous.